Hey y'all, this is Erin. Today we're going to talk about apps and extensions. Google Chrome and Google Workspace are a fantastic set of tools, but people have created some really cool things that you can use with Google Workspace so that you can extend its capabilities. All right, so how do you find an app or extension? You go to the Chrome Web Store, which you can just Google. There are tons of them, like hundreds or thousands of them. So sorting through them is quite a job. Um, it's difficult to go through and figure out what the app or extension does exactly and where it connects right into Google Workspace. Usually, ed tech people will curate lists of their favorites, and that helps you go through and figure out which ones of these are going to be useful. We make recommendations for teachers and for students. One of the ones that I usually use for students is Mercury Reader. It eliminates all of the ads and all of the distractions on a web page so that you can just read it, just read the text. What is an app and what is an extension? This is an important distinction here. So, an app is found if you have installed apps. It's found at Chrome://apps. And basically, apps are shortcuts to a full online program. So a full program like Adobe Reader or like Microsoft Word, or like those kinds of full programs. So an app is more complete with more tools than an extension would be. Here are some examples. The web store is in fact an app, as are all of the Google Workspace apps. I have installed for my school mobility print, and Cami is a PDF editor. I grabbed the QR code generator. We were doing a project with that. There are tons more, and you just have to go out and find them. So the easiest way to do that is to search for a blog where someone has gone through and curated a list. Extensions are found in the top right-hand corner. There's a little puzzle piece. And if you pull that down, it'll give you the list of extensions that you have installed. If you go just to the menu, right, the three dots, and pull it down, go to more tools, and there are extensions there as well. An extension makes Chrome work better or allows you to do more things with it. It just builds on top of an already existing online program. They can add options to do things that Chrome doesn't, or doesn't do as well as you'd like it to. So some extensions are Grammarly, right, which Chrome does some grammar and some spell check, but Grammarly checks through for content and for consistency, that kind of thing. I talked about Cami. Cami is in fact both an app and an extension. And basically the extension is a link to the full app. Pericles is a text-to-speech. If I turn on Pericles and I'm in a website, then it will read it to me. Actually, Screencastify is how I create these videos. It's a screen recorder. All right, to find an app or extension, you go to the Chrome Web Store. And then to share it, you can copy the URL and email it to people, which is easy enough. But what you also need to know is that administrators at your school or at your district can disable all of them, which I've had to do with some of the kids because they were abusing them. Only allow certain apps and extensions. So that means that a teacher has to think ahead and ask for an app or extension to be put on the students' Chromebooks. We can force install. So something like mobility print is what lets the students at my school print. And so I have forced installed that app on their Chromebooks. We can also force install and pin, which I've done with Grammarly. So that means that next to the little puzzle piece, it shows up there, and that way they always have access to it. All right, this is what it looks like on the administrator portal. Mobility print, I force installed that so that it has to be on their Chromebook. Add-ons are a different thing. An add-on works with one, maybe two apps from Google Workspace. It extends your capability. You may collect data from a Google form, export it to a Google Sheet like you do, and then take that data from the Google Sheet and put it in a Google Doc or a Google Slides presentation, something like that. You find them in the Add-Ons menu, so I'll show you that. Some work better than others. Add-ons are not moderated by Google, and read through or find a blog that has gone through add-ons so that you don't get one that doesn't really work that well. All right, here are my add-ons for Google Docs. So I have my label printer. I have two of those because one of them worked better than the other. I have Doc to Form, which takes the questions that I put in a Google Doc and turns it into a form for me. You can get add-ons. You can turn on or off add-ons by hitting the Manage Add-ons button. Okay, here are some add-ons. Okay, yet another mail merge is like the third or fourth version of mail merge. It allows you to create a mailing list in Google Sheets, which is way easier than trying to create one in Contacts or in Google Groups. It also allows you to prepare templates in Gmail and to send and track the status of sent emails. So if you send an email and the person has not opened it yet, it will tell you that. Form Mule connects emails, Google Sheets, and you can map data from a Google Sheet into the template so that you don't have to type in like a kid's name or their guardian's name or what score they got on their test, that kind of thing. If you put it in the Google Sheet, it will automatically insert it. And then the other upside of it is that you can schedule send a whole bunch of emails. Doctopus is amazing once you know how to use it. Okay, you import your roster. And then it kind of works like Google Classroom where you can hand out and collect assignments in Google Drive. Student work is already in Google Drive, but it keeps track of everything. So it keeps track of word count, how many times a student has accessed an assignment. You can grade in it. You can send back grades. It's amazing the amount of data that you can get in Doctopus. And there are your apps, extensions, and add-ons. I showed you just a few, but there are tons more. Take a look at an EdTech blog or my blog to access lists of curated apps, extensions, and add-ons.